name's Reneee Guillesser. I work for Aviva. I'm a trading team manager for the property investors team in the corporate specialty risk department. I started with them in 2012 and I had my first child, Oscar, who was born in February 2015. My role with Aviva, I look after 13 people. They report directly into me. It's across both the UK and European team, and they're a group of underwriters. And I'm basically responsible for making sure that all the work is done and that they develop within their careers. I was very fortunate that when I returned from maternity leave, my role didn't change at all. I went straight back to doing the same thing for the same people I was looking after before. When I first went off on maternity leave, I think it was about a month after I was off, I received a pack in the post from Aviva, and it basically gave me details of the fact that I was on maternity leave, it just reminded me of that, but also it went through what my benefits were while I was off. They gave me details about my pay, when it would reduce and by how much, and then it gave me some useful numbers that I could call if I had any questions or if I needed just to chat with someone. So it was really, really good. I found that really useful. They offered 10 keeping in touch days and I utilised 2 of them. I was going to do more, but it didn't work out with my husband being able to take time off to look after our son. But they were brilliant, absolutely fantastic. They gave me the opportunity to come back and settle in, catch up with colleagues, catch up with what was going on in the team as well. So when I did come back to work, it wasn't such a big shock. So I chose to come back to work full time, which meant putting Oscar into nursery full time. So for me it was about finding a nursery that would give Oscar the needs to meet his needs that he needed developmentally, and also to provide me with the ability to settle back into work and progress with my career, which was quite important. They say that developmentally a child becomes quite clingy to the parents around 9 months, I believe, and I think because he went back in that a little bit earlier, he was fine. He loves getting attention and he loves women, a typical man, and he's got a female carer, so I think that made it a bit easier. I looked at speaking with my bosses about making sure that the nursery hours, that he could go in fit around my working hours, and really just looking for not a lot of flexibility, but just a little bit of flexibility around that, which they were really supportive of again. My advice would be not to be afraid of returning to work and making sure that you return when you're ready to return, rather than allowing the career pressures or company pressures even influence that. That's the biggest thing, they're going to, when they come back, their children are going to get ill, and they need to make sure that they're not afraid to take the time off that they need to make sure that both their home life and their work life is balanced. That was really important for me as well, is making sure that I had that balance. I'm really fortunate. My husband's extremely supportive in the bringing up of our son and supporting my career as well. He's a great dad. He works in insurance as well, so he has a lot of understanding in that respect of what my job requires, and I do for his as well. So ultimately, we just try and balance things between us. The biggest challenge about being a working mum is balancing your job with the guilt that you'll feel, the guilt of being off work with your child and the guilt of being at work without your child. And again, you've just got to do what's right for you as a mum and make sure that you're getting everything you need out of being a parent and your son's getting everything that they need out of you. It's a whole nother job. I like to think working mums have 2 careers for sure. So when he smiles, it makes everything easier, and it makes the balancing act that you're doing worthwhile.